Let's give a moment here for Facebook to pick it up, I guess. Looks like we're live now.
Yeah, all good.
Right on. It's come down from the cloud. It's gone up to the cloud and come down.
I'm sure you have a joke for that, don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
They
so
have like captions on my phone here, so it's doing like closed captions at the bottom. This is pretty cool. Maureen and Tony are with us. Good morning.
morning.
To have everybody with us here live from Good Shepherd Station on top of the Fisher Building. There we go, or closer to the ground.
Oh,
Awesome. Well, it's great to welcome everybody here on this kind of overcast January day. A little warmer than lately, but it's supposed to get cold again, I hear.
I'm kind of looking forward to this warm weather for today. You know, it's a little drizzly, but you know, we don't have to wear these big winter parkas and get all bundled up, and taking the dog for a walk's a lot easier. And also walking in from your car from Mass, you know, you don't get caught by the wind here at Good Shepherd as much. Very good.
The only thing is that it broke kind of the streak here. I was planning maybe some ice fishing later in the week if it worked out there that everything would freeze for a few more consecutive days. Would be all right there. So we'll wait and see. Who knows?
You know, last night on my way into Mass, there's like a ditch that's off on I think it's East Pike Creek, and there was families that had all parked their cars along the road there, and they were all skating and playing hockey. And I was like, oh, Father Patrick, if you were driving by, you would have had your hockey stick and you would have joined them.
Awesome to see that. Just
It is.
the rink, and yeah, that's one of the nice things with the colder weather we get in the winter time.
Yep, it's nice to see families out doing that.
For sure. For sure. So always stuff on the go here in our Windsor Lake St. Clair Catholic family of parishes, and we're kind of gearing up here in the next few weeks. Our focus for the next couple of months actually will be preparing for the upcoming synod, which takes place in 2023 in Rome, but there's a synod at the local level happening. And Betty, you're on the diocesan committee as well for the synod, so you kind of have the inside scoop to share the news with us and the excitement around what exactly is this? What's a synod? What does it eat in the winter time? How does it stay warm? What's it all about?
Okay, well, generally a synod would be held every couple of years when there was something to discuss that the Pope wished to have a discussion on. And I think some of you may have remembered that there was a synod on youth, there was a synod in regards to marriage, and they would have discussions with people, but it wasn't at the local level. And this is the beautiful part of this, is that Pope Francis really wants to hear from the local level. In the past, it's been the bishops have gathered, they've done sort of like a survey type thing, and then they got together in Rome and they had discussions. But this time it's at the local level, and Pope Francis wants to know what you think. And I think that's just so fantastic, because it's going to help us in our parishes, and it's going to help our church grow and our church survive. So the synod, it's going to be offered many different ways. So if you're able to come in person, and we're looking at doing these sessions in March. So if government guidelines allow us to do it in person, if you're able to come in person, that's great. We will have an evening or evenings or mornings set aside so that we can do those. And it's a reflection with the Holy Spirit in where we are within our lives and where we have been with the church. So just to give you a sneak preview, the questions that would be brought up, one could possibly be, what have your experiences been journeying together with the Catholic Church? Did these experiences bring you joy? What difficulties and obstacles have you encountered? So you get to think. There's going to be a moment of reflection. It's going to begin with prayer. It's going to begin with a gospel reading as well. And then a moment of reflection on these questions. And then you'll be able to share in a group. There's going to be somebody who's called a scribe. And you know what a scribe always took notes in the Bible, right? We hear of scribes all the time. So those scribes will take notes, and then that's what's going to go to the Pope. And the Pope and the bishops are going to be able to have this information to hear at the ground level, what they call boots on the ground. So people will be able to have their opinion. So not only is it in person, it'll be online. There will be a survey that will be online. And for those people who have no attachment to anything electronic, we will have it in paper form as well.
And these listening sessions, it's like in the context of prayer, right? So the Holy Father's wanting to hear kind of people's hopes and dreams for the church, their experience, past and present, of the faith and communities of faith. And also just wanting to hear from everybody inspired by the Holy Spirit. So in this context of prayer that we're calling down the Holy Spirit upon in these listening sessions in the month of March, that it's really coming from a place of desiring just the very best for the world and for the church. And so I know there's some confusion out there sometimes in the media, like the Pope's not taking votes here on certain things in the Bible or church teaching. Like this is not the purpose of this here. We're really trying to just really listen to the Holy Spirit and his call for the church today and in the future, and his dreams for the church, and to really kind of bring that together universally throughout the world, which is very exciting to kind of hear what the dreams and hopes for the church are in Asia or in parts of Africa and parts of Canada even. We're so diverse even right in our own country. So it's going to be exciting to see all of this unfold.
It is. The part that I think is just beautiful is it's like there's no limitations to who can participate. If you're a high school student, we definitely want to hear from you. But there's no limitations whether you're a churchgoer every single week, and so you're exclusive to this. No, we want to hear from everybody. We want to hear from people who aren't in our pews. We want to know what their experiences have been. But once again, like Father Patrick said, led by the Holy Spirit, we're going to ask the Holy Spirit to guide us in our conversations, to be present in our responses.
I think one way for people to start discerning this and thinking about this is when these listening sessions are advertised with the dates there in the month of March, who would you bring? Maybe a family member who's been away from the church, or a friend who's not even of any religion whatsoever. But when you're going to these listening sessions with somebody for those people, it brings about so much more trust and confidence in allowing them to share and allowing them to dream together. And so that's what we're encouraging people, maybe bring a grandchild or a sibling, who's been away from the church for a while, or just maybe indifferent, or maybe, from a different faith background, and just seeing the different voices that come together can be really enriching for all of us.
Absolutely. That's an excellent way to put it, Father Patrick.
Yeah. So there'll be much more about this coming up in January and February, leading up in the month of March. Are we looking also for some of the table leaders to lead these groups? Are we doing well there in that area, Betty?
Yes, we are. So we're going to be looking for table leaders. Your role would be to help guide the conversation, not in the sense of telling people what to say, but basically posing the conversation and making sure that the conversation stays on track, that we don't start talking about when we took down our Christmas tree, or when we're going to be putting up, maybe our Easter tree if we have one, or where we're going for March break on vacation. We want to keep it focused on that so that the Holy Spirit is constantly growing in us. But we're going to be looking for people that will be able to sit at a table. We need scribes, the people to take notes. And we also need table leaders to help guide the conversation so that it stays on point.
This is for both in person and online. And
Right.
And segueing into those important questions, is your Christmas tree still up, Betty, at your place?
No, it's down.
It's down. Okay.
It came down. It always comes down on Epiphany. So this year, Epiphany came really fast. My kids were quite surprised that my tree came down, but I said, no, it's Epiphany. It's got to come down.
There you go. Well, we welcome aboard Kim, Joan, and Kathy and Paul Dries are joining us from Leamington. So happy New Year, everybody, and welcome aboard here for our Holy Grounds Cafe this morning. Yeah, so that's great. Sacrament of Confirmation also is the preparation is underway. And so there's still time to sign up and to get the ball rolling there for preparation for the sacrament of confirmation, Chris Laffert, our coordinator of youth ministry in our family of parishes, is looking for adult volunteers to help some of these small group sessions that are done online, mainly right now, hopefully in person as time goes on. So if you are feeling called or you know somebody who has those gifts there and just sharing the faith and leading the discussion, the videos for confirmation are already provided for, and some training will be provided. It'll be a great help for us, and the young people really benefit from the small group kind of sharing in preparing for confirmation this year. So looking forward to that for our grade 8 students. Yeah, and yeah, Lenny, right on the ball, puts up the site there, getconfirmed.ca, right in our chat here for our cafe, so you can head right into that as well. What year were you confirmed in, Betty? Grade 8, grade 7? Was it a different grade at that time?
I am a convert. So it was July 23rd, 1983.
Awesome. So you remember it well.
I do. I do. It's totally impermeated. I became a member of a Catholic church, being able to receive communion. So it was wonderful. You know, as an adult coming into it, at the time they didn't have RCA programs back in those days. So you just met one-on-one with the priest, 3 or 4 different meetings, and that was it. And I love the fact that we have RCA where we're able to gather and discuss and grow in faith together, rather than here's the handbook, this is what you need to know.
Yeah.
Go and be a good Catholic.
That's right. Yeah. And in the winter months, this RCA process and journey is continuing for a handful of people in our community, right?
Right. Yes, we do. We have several. And we have people that are constantly inquiring. So we're still rolling that ball in that sense, where people are having discussions and asking questions, and then eventually get them into a formation program.
Oh, great. Tony Olivato mentioned that she was confirmed in grade 2, same day as First Communion, way back when.
Oh, wow.
So there are 2 sacraments in one on the same day. Yeah,
That was big.
very good. Wonderful. So confirmation happening, the synod. We're taking a break from Alpha in the winter session. If somebody was looking for an Alpha winter session, in order to give us our time we need to plan for these listening sessions for the synod on living out our identity as people of God, as the church. And so if you're wondering if there's an Alpha session going on, it will later on, probably in the spring, perhaps we'll revisit that, but we needed this time to have that period there. So you might want to consider joining in on one of those listening sessions there for the winter months if you're looking for something. But there's also small groups if that's something as well.
Absolutely.
I know, Betty, you've been looking after that with Allison and a few others.
Alice has been doing a great job. She has, they did the Wild Goose back in the fall. And so they're going to be doing the second half, offering that. And if a person has not done the first session, they can still join the second session. And then there'll be a catch up later on. But that's totally doable. So she's offering that. And then as we go into Lent, there is going to be some Lenten small groups. And we're still looking to build and grow our small groups in women's faith sharing, men's faith sharing, and things like that. So those are on the radar.
And Lent starts March 2nd this year, a little later with Ash Wednesday. Yeah. It's going to fall on a Wednesday again, Ash Wednesday this year. So get ready for that. And Easter, I believe, is April 17th. So it's one of the things on the Feast of the Epiphany that is an option for us as priests, is to announce the days of the movable feasts throughout the year. And then so Ash Wednesday and Easter Sunday, right, change year to year depending on the date of Easter. So that's something to keep in mind too. So we'll have all of January and all of February in ordinary time, beginning Monday. Yeah,
very good. Very good.
And finally, to close, we have a great gift there at Good Shepherd Parish here. The new stained glass windows on the west side of the church have been installed on Friday and Saturday. They just finished before the 5 p.m. Mass. So next time you're here at church or driving by, if the lights are on, you can see them from the outside and obviously from the inside too, especially when it's daylight out. And the theme is the 6 days of creation. And so the 6 windows depict God's creative activity in each day. And the 7th day is us gathered as people of God, as the church, to celebrate the Sabbath rest and to give glory and honor to God in the pews and in the body of the church there. So take a look at those. And thank you to all who have helped out with that project as well in their donations, and Andrew Florjack from Vision Art Design, who installed them as well. The windows have come from Warsaw, Poland. They were made in Poland and shipped over recently. And so it's part of the decor there and teaching of our faith here at Good Shepherd. So awesome. Well, enjoy the day, everyone. Anything else, Betty, you wanted to share?
No, I think that's pretty good.
Great.
I think that's wonderful. Have a wonderful the rest of the day and a beautiful week.
For sure. Great sharing some coffee with everybody here. And enjoy the day and God bless.
All right. Take care.
See you next
Bye
time.
for now.